Welcome to the GameRamble first look video for Shadow Man Returns by Nightdive Studios. My name is Dark Cloud and I'm joined by
Nimby or Mrs. Cloud.
So this is going to be an interesting first look. I actually played the original release of this game back in 1999 on the PlayStation.
Wow, that's many moons ago.
Yeah, which unfortunately was also the worst version of the game, I think. It was out back then on PC, Nintendo 64 and Dreamcast. The PlayStation one was definitely the jankiest one when it came to controls and frame rate and things like that. But I did finish the game back then and I did enjoy it. So let's see what this remastered has to offer. You can change the input settings, your bindings and so on. Just the audio settings, we had to drop the music volume down already because it's quite loud. And then in display settings you get stuff like anti-aliasing, ambient occlusion, motion blur, shadow mapping and so on. You can also adjust the field of view, enable the HD textures and set the maximum frames per second. And then in video settings you can adjust the brightness, VSync, resolution and the graphics API. So they've definitely made some improvements to the technical side of the game, it seems. From what it says in the press release, you can actually switch between the original textures and the new high resolution textures. And these HD textures are for all the levels and objects in the game. So that's quite cool. Let's start a new adventure.
The 9th of November, 1888. By my deeds am I known, and I am known as Jack. Spring-heeled Jack, Jack the Ripper. By my deeds am I known, and they are truly bloody. I took them all to my heart. Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, Mary Kelly, and loved them, truly loved them all. But the immortal power I sought within the sordid confines of their bodies, the still beating organ of the soul, was not to be found. The ritual of the knife was to no avail. I am bereft, and must therefore perform that bloody ritual upon myself.
Stay your hand, Jack, and listen to what I have to say.
How did you find this place? Who are you?
My name is Legion, for we are many. The immortal power that you seek does exist. It does indeed lie within the soul, but only within certain ones, certain dark souls.
My God, what are you that you can produce such things from thin air?
Merely an explorer, much like yourself.
What is it that you want from me?
You are an architect by trade, are you not?
I am.
Then I would have you build a cathedral to pain, a place where you and I and others like us may join together. A place of asylum for all of the unique and misunderstood individuals that will follow you as the time of Armageddon approaches. And at the heart of asylum, we shall construct a great dark engine powered by souls of equal hue. And we shall harness their power to create an immortal army to punish and cleanse this pathetic world.
And where might I build this cathedral of yours?
Across the veil. In the darkness, amongst the restless spirits of those who have passed beyond, in the place known as Deadside.
Then, if I am to join you, I must die.
It is prophecy. We cannot fail, for we are many.
For we are many!
Amen
Very
to
dramatic
that.
if.
I see that. Wow.
So these kind of cutscenes were state of the art back in 1999.
Character designs have come a long way since then.
Definitely. At least with the HD textures you can actually see their features. Although I don't know if that's a good thing always.
Come to mama, baby.
Hey there, cat face.
They look like paper dolls to me. 3D paper dolls with their angular shapes.
There's a darkness coming.
What's the problem, Magneta?
I had a dream, Shadow Man. A real bad dream. A dead side dream.
The five are here, the heralds of the apocalypse. Deacon's file confirms everything I feared. The end's coming, Shadow Man. An ancient prophecy tells of the return of a great evil to Deadside. A terrible force gathering dark souls to its darker heart and using their power to cross over into this world and bring about apocalypse.
I must stop this evil from bringing about the end of all things.
Only you can do it, Shadow Man. You are the walker between the worlds. I can't go Deadside, and Jaunty's next to useless in both worlds. You are the only one who can do anything about this.
As it ever was.
But you ain't never confronted anything like this evil. It's so pure, not even the ancient protectors of the Dark Souls could destroy it. They could only banish it from Deadside. They knew it'd come back one day. Hence the prophecy telling of its return. The power of the ancients is all but gone now, and the Dark Souls that evil desires lie unprotected. What you gotta do, Shadow Man, is to go Deadside and recover the Dark Souls. Take them into your own protection before evil gathers them to its terrible heart.
Okay, so let me get this straight. If I don't recover these Dark Souls, then the world's gonna end. Am I right?
You got it.
Shit.
Look, I gotta go. I've got a lot to do. Take Deacon's file and meet me at dawn at the church on the hill. I've kept your stuff safe for you.
Yeah, remember
I
Jaunty?
hate this shit. Just a pawn in Nettie's master plan. She moves me in mysterious ways, and brother, sometimes she really does move me. Can't do nothing about it since, nice as you please, she knitted my ribs into the mask of shadows. I got nothing left anyways. It's my fault Luke's dead, and Mom and Pop too. I deserve everything I get, every bad thing that comes my way. Can't live, can't die. Deadside's the perfect hood for me. A nowhere place. The asshole of the universe.
If I remember correctly, the game is actually based on a comic book, so anyone interested in the character and his backstory should check it out.
Oh, God.
Now where the hell is that church?
So here he's in his basically human form. He hasn't crossed over to the dead side yet. So I remember if you go to the dead side and you start accumulating powers, his eyes start to glow brighter and brighter. And I remember by the time I completed the game, they looked like a pair of car headlights bolted to his face. So you basically had to track down these things, these dark arts that you can't open in the living world, and hunt down these serial killers. So it was quite a creepy game at times.
It's creepy to me.
Until you see Jaunty, who's basically a snake with a top hat, if I remember correctly. That was the other thing about this game, it didn't have a map, so you could get very, very lost
Yeah, that was
trying
the
to
games of
explore.
that time.
Some of the levels are really like a maze. I remember there was a ledge or something there that I had to shimmy across. The bridge is broken. These textures are way sharper and clearer.
And so do you get that very 90s feel from the game.
Yeah, it's just a remastered version, so they didn't really, alter anything. They just improved it to bring it more in line with modern resolutions and textures and stuff. The character models and the animations and all that are still very 90s.
Huh?
Creepy dog.
Takes a bit of practice to get used to these controls again. It was even worse on a PlayStation 1 controller because I don't think it had analog sticks. So you're playing with a digital D-pad, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that was quite a while back, so don't quote me on any of this. So another issue the game had back then was it didn't have any autosaves. So if you didn't remember to save, you could lose hours of progress.
Oh, that's annoying.
There was one level in particular, I think it was like some type of hospital or asylum or something, but the music was basically interspersed with sound effects of babies crying and a dentist bill. And spending a lot of time in there was not pleasant.
I can just imagine it's like a torture chamber on its own.
Yep. Look at this beautifully decorated church.
It's pretty.
Nettie?
Hey there, Mike. Glad you could make it.
How could I refuse your offer? How could I ever refuse you, Agneta?
You can't. I'm simply irresistible. I hope you read the file I gave you, and read it real well. Between the lines, you'll find the signs.
You got my stuff?
Come on in, honey.
You know, on the way over here, I got to thinking about these dark souls. If they're so damn dangerous, why didn't the ancients just destroy them?
Because that's impossible. Their power is their immortality. If evil ever manages to implant these immortal souls into its monstrous slaves, can you imagine the carnage an immortal, unbeatable army would bring to the earth? That's apocalypse, Shadow Man. That's the end.
Okay, so I really gotta get to the Dark Souls before the bad guy. I understand that, but where do I find them?
In Govi. Each Govi has been sealed by the most powerful voodoo. Not even the greatest Bokor or Mambo can open them to release the dark soul within. Believe me, I've tried. But a Shadow Man, or something even more powerful, just might be able to do it. Release the dark soul and take it into yourself. But be warned, the dark souls are a pure and ancient evil and possess a power that should not be abused.
Okay. Let's just get this thing over with. You got my stuff?
Right here.
A real scare, Mike.
Jesus, Luke! He's alive! Alive and in pain! I gotta help him!
He's dead, Mike. You know that.
I know, but I saw.
It's understandable that you still have strong feelings for your brother. That's why the bear works for you, connecting you to Deadside. Use it now, Mike. Go Deadside and find Jonty. He's waiting for you at the Marrow Gates. He's got something to show you.
Okay.
And Mike?
Yeah?
If you need me, I'll be here. Now, go see Jonty and get them dark souls.
Yeah, Jonty the snake wearing a top hat and speaking in an Irish accent. He was one of my favorite characters in the original game. Certainly one of the most memorable ones. So you can see there's no maps, there's no markers, there's no hand holding. If you don't pay attention to the cutscenes telling you what to do, you can be stuck forever.
Typical of games of that time.
Yeah.
This is Lara Croft level of diving.
I think the original game's controls did feel a lot like Tomb Raider, you know, that tank-like movement. But it feels a lot more fluent now. First person.
I'm wasting my time here. I should just use Luke's bear and go Deadside.
Yeah, I should probably. I was just trying to see if I can remember secrets and things. Okay, so you have save here, which you have to remember to do.
Okay.
See how I access my inventory is with tab, and then you can pick to travel to Deadside.
Ah, okay.
That's where you see Michael's Shadow Man form.
I am the Lord of Deadside, shadowborn at the confluence of worlds to walk between. Lifeside is without the meaning that my partly living possesses here in Deadside, where the darkness is manifest at the edges of reason. As a god, I step forth upon the writhing, suppurating surface of the Deadside serpent. What sleep is here? What dreams there are in the unctuous coilings of the snake's mortal shuffling. Weapon in my hand, the arcing death blow at the end of all things. The horror, I embrace it.
So you can hear the game had a flair for the dramatic.
Horror. I embrace it.
These poor lost souls.
Do they attack you?
Yeah, they can damage you. So I don't want to waste too much time on them because they are everywhere. I think when I played this game for the first time, I actually got hardly lost here in Deadside. Because there was like one small tunnel.
Michael, get your arse over here.
Leading where I needed to go, but the graphics were so brown and blurry that it just blended in with everything else. Speak to John.
Hello there, Michael. How's that treating you?
Jaunty, kindly refer to me as Shadow Man. Michael Lawa has no place here in Deadside.
Whatever, Mick, it's good to see you again. Seems like simply ages since I last set me eyes on your happy, smiling mug.
The feeling's mutual.
I suppose you've been away dallying with the old battle axe, giving her one with some of that righteous voodoo so she can stay forever young?
Something like that.
She's been filling your head with her fated pillow talk again, I'll bet. Doomsday in an army giddy until you're drunk with the stuff.
She did happen to mention a certain prophetic dream she's been having.
Did she now? Well, for once I think the owl witch might be right. See that bloody big black tower yonder?
How could I miss it?
Well, old Bruegel, the medieval painter blokey, was just telling me the other day that he thought it looked remarkably like a picture he once did.
Is that Peter Bruegel?
No, Seamus, his distant Irish cousin. Anyways, he was quite shocked, so he was, at the terrible mess that bloody thing's making. Appearing out of nowhere and tearing its way through the place like there's no tomorrow. Which, given what Nettie's saying, might not be too far from the truth.
Any idea what's going on in there?
Nope, and I shan't be knocking on the front door to find out neither. All I'll say is, if there's something wicked heading this way, it'll be coming from in there.
Nettie mentioned the Dark Souls. Can you tell me any more about them?
I'm afraid I'll have to reply in the negative again, Michael. Suffice it to say, Nettie's told me that they're bloody powerful, well nigh indestructible, and shouldn't fall into the wrong hands.
Any idea where they might be?
What am I, a Dark Soul travel guide now? I suppose you could try all of the ancient sacred places down amongst the whalers and shiverers. I just hope that none of them souls have ended up in that filthy big black tower.
From what Nettie was saying, some of them already have, which is all the more reason for me to be pushing on. Open the gates, Jaunty.
Places to go, people to see, eh, Michael?
Just open the gates, Jaunty.
Did I ever tell you about the time me and Attila the Hun were playing skittles with the guillotine heads of the French aristocracy?
Jaunty.
All right, keep your bloody hair on. Which, looking at your shining bonds, may prove to be rather difficult. Open sesame!
See why Gentle's your favourite character.
And if you be wanting to pop by and chat a while, I'll still be here. It's just a shame we can't share a drop of the hard stuff together by a roaring peat fire.
I don't drink with snakes.
He reminds me a bit of Bernard from Black Books. So here we go into the... Whalers and shiverers.
Is there a light at the end of that tunnel?
This is the Deadside, the wasteland, the nothing beyond the bone-packed gates. Here Luke, my dear lost brother, wanders alone amidst the aimless ranks of those who cannot die. He still, with the ache for death I too may discover within my blighted heart. Here, the true darkness at the heart of all things is made real. What we see in Death's dominion is as void as a dead man's gaze, as cold as the light from a dying star.
I hope you're taking notes of all those words for your rhyme review. I think I can kill these things, they're draining me. There we go. Absorb their energy.
Jump right into the fire.
Shadow Man's not that flammable. Yeah, the controls definitely feel a lot smoother than I remember from the original. But it could also be because I'm playing it with a keyboard and mouse instead of a PlayStation 1 controller. So yeah, finding your way around is still as tricky because everything looks so similar. It's a struggle to remember which dark tunnel you came out of and which one you came in from and all of that. It's like, did I come through here? Or was it around the corner?
Yeah, I think I'll get very lost in this game.
Yeah, for this remaster they didn't add a map feature to keep it as authentic as possible, I suppose. So people are not used to 1999 level difficulty games are in for a challenge, especially with the temples. You visit these different temples to get like tattoos on your body that grant you new powers, but each of them is like a trial with traps and monsters and things. And the battles with the serial killer bosses are also very, very tense.
Got bosses to battle on this?
Yep. You heard what Legion said, there are many. Yeah, the boss battles, the one I can remember, you chase this serial killer down through a condemned building and he's like taunting you the whole time and running off into the distance, and he's got a weapon, I think, shotgun or something, so if he catches you, you are dead. Which definitely makes for some tense moments. And the other thing is, this game is not linear, it's semi-open world, so you keep returning to this hub area to reach new areas, and you have to find out which paths have opened up and where you can go next, which can be a bit confusing if you don't keep track of where you've been and what you've done.
Can just imagine.
There's also collectibles, something like 666 things that you have to find, although I think they're optional. I think I made it to 600 and something.
Always the overachiever.
Well, back in those days, if you got a game, you played it to completion, no matter how janky it is, because you didn't know when you're going to get your next one, or you can afford your next one.
Yeah, I think I remember playing Wolfenstein, the demo level, over and over again, because that's all we had for a while, and then later on we got the full game.
Shareware version.
Yeah.
So back then, the shareware versions were like entire episodes, so they were quite lengthy. It wasn't just a map or two, it was an entire episode.
Yeah. I
Just
ended
quite
up
cool.
knowing all of the secret chambers and could do that by heart later on.
Yeah. Okay, but I think this gives viewers enough of an overview of what to expect from Shadow Man. This is not just the remaster of the original game, but they've also restored some of the cut or unused voice dialogue in some of the levels, and then added new enemies. It says here there's a yacht floater, Seraph Queen, Seraph Dead Worm, and unused zombie restored in Station 2. So that's quite interesting. And the game also contains all of the secrets from the Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, and PC version. So there's lots of things to discover, even if you've already played the game previously. And 3 entirely new levels have also been added that was previously cut. So there's the summer camp in Florida, the salvage yard, and the Mojave Desert, and Asylum Station 2 experimentation rooms.
Okay.
So if you're a fan of the original game, this will be a very nostalgic experience, and you'll get to see some new stuff. And if you're a new player, all I can say is good luck. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, take care.
Bye.